democracy doesn't lie in elections alone, be it centre, state or even panchayat. The true power of a democracy is on account of the active participation of society in governance. Hello and welcome to the Ministers of Change. I'm Shireen Bhan. This week on the show, we focus on the innovations in healthcare and education being driven by the Rajasthan government.
Where people cannot come to the hospital because of the distances, the hospital goes to them.
We evaluate the impact that the decentralization of the Panchayati Raj system has had on the implementation of social sector schemes.
All these institutions which are, directly in touch with the common man in the village report in the Panchayat Samiti meeting.
And we find out how the perception about the girl child and child marriage have really changed at the grassroots.
Age is increasing, numbers of marriages below 18 and so are decreasing. When I came to Rajasthan, nobody knew their age, they didn't know which year they were born in.
Even though Gandhi sought to make village panchayats the very foundation of democracy in independent India, the first draft of the constitution didn't include any provisions for panchayats. And it was only in 1959 that Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru inaugurated the first Panchayati Raj institution in Nagaur in Rajasthan. The next push came in the early 1990s under the leadership of Rajiv Gandhi, who envisioned panchayats as a platform to ensure maximum democracy and maximum devolution. Almost 2 decades since then, while most of the mandatory provisions such as reservation for women, SCs and STs have been implemented widely, very few states have actually strengthened panchayats by transferring power to them regarding the 3 Fs: functions, funds and functionaries.
On Gandhi Jayanti last year, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot announced that at the rural district level, the functioning of 5 departments including primary education, health, women and child welfare, social justice and agriculture would be handed over to the 3-tier Panchayati Raj institutions. Now, this is the Rajasthan government's second attempt at decentralization. The first one, which was undertaken in 2003, was aborted on account of the change in government post the elections. Rajasthan is the first state in North India to attempt decentralizing its Panchayati Raj system.
We studied decentralization all over the country and went to Kerala for an in-depth study. Visited, talked with people at all levels, policy makers to the panchayats of the villages, and we thought we then analyzed what is that which we can adopt, what is that which we cannot adopt at the moment. So we gave the report to the state government recommending that the 5 major functions which affect common man's life should be decentralized, and then along with that we should give staff and resources to the PRIs, Panchayati Raj institutions, so that they can effectively function.
All these institutions which are, directly in touch with the common man in the village, so those officers of those departments also report in the Panchayat Samiti meeting, and we are trying to monitor and see that all the functions are taking place with the guidance of the Panchayat Raj. So, and the district collector has been made the in charge to monitor it.
And in the villages that we travelled through, the positive impact of this long overdue move was clearly visible. In Sanganer village in Jaipur district, the Gram Vikas Samiti is now more empowered to take decisions regarding work undertaken and payments made via the Narega.
मांगे तो हर पूरी हुई है, लेकिन उनमें 50% संशोधन हुआ है. जैसे हमने 200 रुपए पर डे की मांग की, तो उन्होंने 200 की बजाय 119 कर दिया, लेकिन कुछ तो किया उन्होंने.
The Sarpanch villages in Gokunda block in Udaipur district regularly meets with the Gram Panchayat to discuss the progress of the watershed management systems put in place.
जनता को साथ में लेके जो भी रीजन आ रहा है सरकार से, तो सब जनता के सामने विजन दे रहा उसको, भाई आप ये सहयोग सरकार से मिल रहा है और आप ये चीज यूज में लीजिए.
An average-sized village like Hajipura gets a budget of 1 crore rupees. This is more than what an MLA gets for his constituency. And the Panchayat here decided to spend part of its allocation on making the village open defecation free, a program it implemented over a year with the help of UNICEF.
पहले बाहर जाते थे इसके लिए अच्छा नहीं लगता था, लेकिन अब घर में तो अच्छा लगता है.
जब हम जिला परिषद में मीटिंग हुई, हमें वहाँ बुलाया गया और बताया गया कि साहब इस तरह से है, ये लोगों में बताया हमने भी कुछ ये संस्था वाले आए, इन लोगों ने बताया जिला परिषद से, तो सारे लोगों को मैंने भी समझाया और उनसे सहयोग किया, गांव वालों का पूरा सहयोग रिया इसमें। सभी ने समझा कि इससे बीमारी फैलती है, मक्खी मच्छर ये वो सारी चीजें होती है। तो पहले मर्द के खुले में जाते थे, औरतें इधर खुले में जाती थी, आज हमारे गाँव का कोई खुले में नहीं जाता।
And at the most basic level, this devolution of power has meant that residents now have the power to transfer errant school teachers, Anganwadi Sevikas and PDS shop owners.
While here in the Secretariat, the administrative department is the education department, in terms of the field level activities, they have all been transferred to the Panchayat Samitis and the Zilla Parishads. They control the entire setup there, and with that development, our feeling is that all those micro level problems and issues which can't really be projected here nor sorted out at the state level would be taken care of. For example, sitting here, I may not know in a particular district and in a particular area what is the position of vacancies.
Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa. Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa.
This is one of the 150 primary schools in Jaipur and Tonk district in which the state government under the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and UNICEF's activity-based learning program is working towards retaining attention and sustaining interest of students in an effort to bring down the dropout rate, which is presently as high as close to 50%.
पहले वाली मेथड से पढ़ाते थे तो बच्चे को हमेशा बोर जैसे वो फील कर रहा है, क्योंकि वो खुद तो काम नहीं कर रहा होता। अब जब बच्चा ये वाली प्रोसेस पे काम कर रहा है, बच्चे को बाहर जाने की बिल्कुल इच्छा नहीं होती, और ये भी कि बच्चे से कुछ छूटता नहीं है कभी भी।
But a model primary classroom setup doesn't mean that this school is devoid of problems. Secondary school children are often clubbed together, and a teacher's responsibility in the school go well beyond just teaching.
हमारे यहाँ टीचर्स को केवल एजुकेशन के अलावा इतने सारे कार्य दे रखे हैं कि वो उस एजुकेशन की तरफ तो पूरा ध्यान दे ही नहीं पाते।
To address the problem, what we have done is we have amended our rules. We have said now the teachers will be recruited not by the Public Service Commission as was being done previously. Now each Zilla Parishad advertise the posts, make the appointments or recruitments with respect to the vacancies in that district, and then those people will stay there. They will be recruited only for that district.
The Rajasthan government wants to put all new recruits through a teacher's eligibility program to ensure better quality of teachers. Rajasthan continues to be one of the states with the lowest levels of literacy. Now, according to the 2011 census, male literacy rates in Rajasthan come in at a little over 80%, close to the national average of a little over 82%. But female literacy stands at a little under 53%, and it's seen only a 10% increase since 2001.
Rajasthan has had a long history of discrimination against the girl child, and this reflects in the lower literacy rates for girls and also the high dropout rate amongst them. Besides this, the traditional practice of child marriage also acts as an impediment. The census pegs the average marriageable age of a girl at 17, but in Sanganer village in Jaipur district, 13-year-old Pavita would have seen a different fate had it not been for a local tip-off to the police who disrupted the wedding.
अजीब बात हमने ध्यान नहीं दिया, जब मैं जाहिर है जी भाई आपने छोरा पढ़ गया, आपने छोरी नहीं पढ़ाओ, फिर मना आर समझे भाई इश्यू था नुकसान से फायदे को ना 18 साल की जाना की शादी कर दिया था.
The understanding of a cultural system, you know, it's not in Rajasthan, marriage doesn't mean immediately going off to live with your in-laws at all. In fact, in these communities, to get the bride to come, which is called Gona or Muklava, is a hell of a problem for the boy's family. Because the girl is seen as a part of the economic assets of that family. If they are an agricultural family, then she's very important. If she's part of an artisan group, she's very important. So they really delay sending the girl because she's not really seen as a drain.
Female feticide, that was a very, very serious problem in Rajasthan. Child marriages was also a very serious problem in Rajasthan. And of course, some harassment within the family. It was also prevalent in Rajasthan. But now the girls they are awakening and they are really coming forward, and in few cases they have openly defied the family bonds and they have come out.
These messages on village walls are a common sight in districts that have a high prevalence of child marriages and female feticide. Here, UNICEF is working with local organizations to educate girls, help them stand up for their rights and then support them in follow-up actions. Another novel program engineered jointly by UNICEF and the government of Rajasthan is Leher. What began with 100 experimental residential schools for adolescent girls from marginalized communities in Tonk district in 2009 is now being scaled up to over 10,000 schools across the state.
हमारे माँ बाप बोलते हैं कि वहाँ पे सब सुविधाएं मिलती है इसलिए अच्छी है वहाँ पे चले जाए देखो यहाँ पे सर सुविधा है कपड़े मिलते साबुन नहाने का कंगन सब मिलता बस्ते कॉपी किताब ब्रश कोलगेट
Most of the girls here are school dropouts and a bridge course here helps bring them back on track.
एजुकेशन के हिसाब से जो 6 में न्यू कॉमर्स आती है उनको ठीक उसी तरह से हम डील करते हैं कि जैसे अपन गवर्नमेंट्स अदर गवर्नमेंट्स में जो फर्स्ट के बच्चों को डील करते हैं स्टार्टिंग से.
Besides regular education, girls are also imparted vocational skills that will help them become financially independent.
They are now putting up more money available, but the challenge which we have, can that money change into results? I think this is the thing which he is also very much interested to not see just the budget, but the results at the lowest level. We actually launched jointly a campaign against child labor, and he is the one who has really been pushing this child labor should not be an issue in his state, and very, very impressive in terms of that support.
These boys, aged between 12 to 16, have all spent at least 3 seasons working in the BT cotton fields of Gujarat. Lured by local ठेकेदार्स every year, over 1.5 lakh children, mostly boys but also girls, cross the border from Rajasthan's southern districts of Udaipur, Dungarpur and Banswara to Gujarat's cotton fields.
सुबह 4 बजे खाना बनाते, खाना बना के फिर वहाँ कपास में जाते, कपास में जाकर वापस आते 6 बजे से, फिर खाना खाकर वापस जाते थे, तो 1 बजे से कुछ छुट्टी होती खाना खाने की, 2 बजे तक रहते, फिर वापस जाते शाम को 6 बजे.
Since 2010, under the state government's Nanne Haath Kalam Sena, NGOs, government officials and panchayat leaders undertake a door-to-door campaign using local folk media and chowpals to generate awareness and link vulnerable families to relevant social security schemes of the government.
And local bureaucracy is playing an active role. For instance, in Dungarpur, the district collector Purnachand Kisan, a 2005 IS officer, has received the Best Collectors Award for the kind of work that he's done in the area. 88 panchayats have got together and decided to eliminate child labour by November 2011. Now, this is a tough ask, but it certainly helps that the local population is mobilized towards a certain goal. In another panchayat, villagers have taken to patrolling the streets at night to bring down child trafficking. Time for a break, but coming up next on the Ministers of Change, we put the spotlight on the innovations in healthcare delivery in the state of Rajasthan.